The lesson.
Oh, yeah.
The next big phenomenon that comes out of Australian rap for me is 1-4. Now, when 1-4 came through, I've heard stories that, How got shown 1-4 and he couldn't find a way to put it on radio because of the nature of the content. And I'm not too sure whether they get radio spins now or not, but however they've done it, they then kind of like Cursor was internet heavy within Australia, Chilling It, internet heavy within Australia with maybe a touch of UK. And then when 1-4 have come through, they've kind of really like pierced that Australia bubble and now are appealing heavy to like New Zealand, Australia, the UK, maybe some US. Again, what do you feel are the things that have really propelled them to the levels that they're at?
I think, that style of, people ask me this all the time, and I'm like, I don't know if they were the very first to do that style of UK drill in Australia, but they were the first to do it so prolifically and consistently. That's what I would say, because I don't want anyone coming on after me saying, I did a drill track in, you know what I mean? But I really feel like, them having the 5 members out at that time, having 5 rappers, having 1 consistent producer at the time, that was really crucial to success because, even nowadays, people nowadays with, I like YP for, his delivery style. I like JM's because he can do the more melodic style. I like Spenny because he's definitely the most kind of like assertive and kind of like bar driven guy. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone's likes a different member of 1-4 for a different reason. My favorite is Lex, My favorite is Lex because I can hear, his influence, and same with Selly, you can tell that Selly listened to a lot of like old school New York hip hop by the way that he's more punchline driven with his bars. His favorite rapper was Big L. So everyone's got a different favorite member of 1-4, and I think that's been crucial to their success, kind of just balancing each other out and coming together as a group and gelling really well. I also feel like it came at a time when, we had this whole conversation about Australian hip hop becoming more internationally sounding. This was kind of like the big conversation that was happening even as early as, I would say probably, Minor Crooks era. Like a lot of people started talking about, we need to make hip hop which is more internationally sounding. And I think 1-4 just ran with that, but not towards the US, which is, I think, where everyone thought it was going to go, but more towards the UK. And I think that was like a massive part of their success as well. And also just like their videos. I think their videos, they just leveled up hugely, I think off the back of that, we've seen videographers almost become like personalities in themselves, Maxed Out Films, Crazy Visions, all these guys, The Last Edition, like big powerhouse, like cinematic looking videos, you know what I mean? And I think even if you don't resonate with 1-4 on a musical level, if you see 100 guys in balaclavas, like just letting off flares outside the courthouse, there's intrigue there, you know what I mean? There's something alluring about that, about the unknown, about things that we're not familiar with, and I think that's a big part of 1-4's success too. So I think what they've been able to do in the past, 4 years has really been insane, and I really think they've reset the parameters of what it means to be a successful artist in Australia. Because 10 years ago, if you were an underground artist and you got 50,000 YouTube views or MySpace players in the first week, you'd be cheering. And then suddenly 1-4 comes along and they're getting a couple of million in their first couple of days, So I really feel that 1-4 have definitely changed the parameters, and even people who don't like them, they've got to recognize that they've helped build that ecosystem that's been so healthy since 2019 and really kind of changed hip hop in Australia forever, I think, to be honest, forever. Yeah.
And like, I've heard like over the years that they've had some issues with performing and touring, police shutting down their shows before they even get a chance to perform. I remember they were scheduled to come to Adelaide at some point, and then that show got shut down. So I don't really know of them doing many live shows personally. I definitely feel like they haven't had the opportunity to do live shows and performances the way other acts on their caliber have had the opportunities. Do you think that that has hindered their career in any way? And if so, how much?
Yeah, I mean, any person that works at a label will tell you that, you know, the live element is so crucial to any rollout. You know what I mean? Because that's when the people see the music in front of them. That's when they're putting videos up on their Instagram stories or their Snapchats or their TikToks or whatever. You know, that's the moment when everything really comes to life. And I think them not being able to do shows has, I mean, like, they're still going great. You know what I mean? But I think it's definitely put a dent in their kind of momentum. Even though their momentum's carried through because their online presence has been so strong, I feel like for other acts, they're not going to be that lucky, just because ONEFOUR is, again, like the same thing we were saying in Spanian, is like ONEFOUR is pretty much a once in a generation artist. You know what I mean? The fact that they played their first show in Brisbane, first ticketed show in Brisbane, they sold 2,500 tickets. That just doesn't happen. That doesn't happen to normal people. You know what I mean? People take years and years and years and years and years of relentless touring to build up to that level of hype and headline. You know what I'm saying? So I really feel like they haven't been hurt by it as much as a regular act would, but I still feel like if they were playing shows, you know, their momentum would be that much stronger. You know what I'm saying? But they just got announced on a festival like 2 days ago. The Grass is Greener Festival, and YG and Ty Dolla $ign and some other guys are playing. So yeah, hopefully things have changed. I can't speak on, you know, the legalities or the police situation, obviously. But, you know, hopefully that's the sign of, you know, more live shows to come for ONEFOUR.
The lesson. 927. Oh, yeah.